everyone at Bethesda is getting fired. And if that does not put a smile on your face, you're watching the wrong channel, honestly, at this point. The talentless losers who have destroyed not only one legendary IP, but two legendary IPs, that's right, Fallout and the Elder Scrolls series, are getting finally what they deserve. And no one is safe. Todd Howard? No. Todd homeless. That's right. We live in the best potential timeline. It's happening. And amidst all of that, we have new rumors of the remasters coming and a lot of things happening, which is really sus at this point. But you know what? I'll take it. We clean up the trash, and well, then we finally have a little bit of hope. Not a lot of hope for Bethesda once again being actually good, but at least it's probably gonna get better. At least by a little, right?
New Fallout games are leaking. A Fallout 3 remaster being on the way is effectively an open secret at this point, but lately we are also getting quite a few leaks for a new Vegas remake to follow that up, and more. We also just learned that the new Xbox CEO Asha Sharma is pushing for a new Fallout and Elder Scrolls games faster, but this will very likely come at a cost, as to go along with this, we are getting
This is not a real thing. It's already in development, and she's just saying it, or the alternative is nothing's in development. Which I do again think is true for The Elder Scrolls 6, because it doesn't make sense. Again, I have talked about that multiple times. Go watch the other videos about that if you're interested.
an Xbox reset, and studio closures are also coming. But at least for fans of this channel, this might finally mean new Fallout games from those developers that you've been begging for. Although this might only be happening because they're at risk of shutting down. This video began as me just talking about some of the new Fallout leaks. Multiple new sources have come forward with new Vegas remake leaks, but then Asha Sharma came out with an even bigger leak. This was reported on by Aaron Holmes of The Information. The article talks about some of the restructuring plans for Xbox overall under Asha Sharma. She just announced an Xbox reset, where basically it seems like there's going to be mass layoffs and some restructuring, but specifically what I'm talking
I love how the worst of the worst were shocked when they heard, "Oh no, mass firings, mass layoffs. How could this happen?" Again, what did you honestly think she meant when she said we're gonna fix things up? What do you think that implied? Giving more money to trash? Making a second South of Midnight? How about 2 is actually happening. I also predicted that one, by the way, months ago.
about in this video is how Asha Sharma is pushing Xbox to move faster on new Fallout, Halo, and Elder Scrolls games. Because, yeah, somehow Xbox wasn't doing that already. The Halo aspect I'll leave to people more knowledgeable, but on the Bethesda side, I have heard a ton of rumors around this over the last 5 years. The Microsoft purchase of ZeniMax
Did they remove Cortana's feet in the new Halo thing?
close in 2021. And well, yeah, we have heard numerous times how Xbox wanted more Fallout games out faster. That wasn't actually happening. All of this really began to change in 2024. I can say from my own sources that both Xbox and Bethesda were totally taken off guard by the success of Fallout Season 1 and really how much of an impact it had on their games. And while Xbox reportedly did greenlight a Fallout project in late 2024, this was seemingly also just cancelled last year in 2025. And it was in 2024 when things around Fallout began to evolve internally. That was the first time I heard about work on a Fallout 3 remaster actually going on. And around this time in 2024 is when more active conversations
This is just modded.
with other studios working on Fallout were happening, and even the new Vegas remaster was becoming more of a reality.
This looks horrible. This actually is what probably the remaster is gonna look like. This is just the first quest when you choose to kill the powder gangers, and they're all marked. This is a mod 100%, but this is some Ubi slop right here.
But under Phil Spencer and the old Xbox leadership, it really seems like Bethesda was left to their own devices. The Fallout monetization plan was really just some larger updates and slight tie-ins for Fallout 76, paid mods for Fallout 4, and then a Fallout 3 remaster around the release of Season 3 of the Fallout TV show. That was the response to the huge influx of players that we got in 2024. It's not like Fallout 5 was suddenly going to come out much faster. What we've largely been seeing and hearing about was the plan. From what I've heard, Fallout 3 Remastered is targeting October 2027, while Season 2 of the Fallout TV show is targeting summer 2027. The Elder Scrolls 6 is possibly a 2029 release, and who knows on Fallout 5.
Surely, 2029, boys. Mark it on your calendars. I'm sure it's happening.
So far down the road that it's hard to even speculate. But this hands-off approach really seemed to be a characteristic of Phil Spencer. So now, as the new CEO, Asha Sharma steps up, I can see her perspective of, hey, we have this massive strategic opportunity with Fallout, and just haven't really been working on new games yet. So, as we revisit her original leak that apparently she wants more Fallout and Elder Scrolls, two of the biggest Xbox IPs right now, out faster, yeah, that actually makes a ton of sense to me. And the biggest takeaway I have from this leak is the era of Bethesda strictly controlling Fallout.
Now, granted, considering it's been more than 15 years since Skyrim, yeah, I understand when more than 10 years since Fallout 4, it's understandable that most people kind of by default have the opinion of, yeah, maybe you should actually do fucking something, Bethesda. Not just lose money.
And the Elder Scrolls, that being the era we've lived in for the past few decades, is likely coming to an end now under Asha Sharma, for better or for worse. Obviously, we don't know exactly what this will entail. Microsoft owns these IPs now, and it really sounds like the new CEO actually intends to use them and wants to do so quickly. But how Xbox actually plans to get these games out faster feels incredibly sensitive to me, because I really do think this all could go very wrong and end up damaging both the brands. I don't think Todd Howard gets nearly enough credit for some of the stewardship he does have around the brands. Like when Asha...
Oh, I think we give him plenty of credit that he's incapable, an idiot, a loser, completely devoid of any reason. I think we give him plenty of accolades, but not the kind that you want to, probably.
Sharma saying she wants the next Elder Scrolls game out faster. Is this a situation where the Elder Scrolls 6 is a 2028 title? I personally heard it was targeting 2028 and recently was delayed to 2029, but then is Asha coming in and like, hey, we have Helix dropping in 2027, let's try to get the Elder Scrolls 6 out as a launch?
Yeah, are you excited for PC that tries to market itself as a console that costs probably 2 or 3 times more than, you know, all any other previously assembled brand of thing that has no advantages and probably has a bunch of AI? Are you excited for that? I bet you are. I bet you're excited. Yeah, no.
Title? Is that what she means by faster? Because I think for many gaming and really Bethesda fans, we know that, yeah, that is how you get some very broken Bethesda releases, and just in general, rushing Bethesda Game Studios development is probably not going to be a good thing ever. But I could...
why? It's gonna be buggy shit no matter what happens, so who cares? It's not like Bethesda's gonna make a game. They literally released Oblivion Remastered and now have completely abandoned it. They don't care. It's not even the fact that they can't fix things because they're so incompetent. It's the fact that they won't even try, even if they wanted to.
Totally see how a younger, less gaming experienced CEO would see that approach as attractive. The Elder Scrolls 6 as a launch exclusive sounds like a really good way to sell a bunch of consoles. Thankfully, when it comes to Fallout and the Elder Scrolls, I think there are some very obvious and organic opportunities for new content though. What may end up actually being the first major release is a potential Fallout 76 Enclave update. Not a ton has been going on with Fallout 76 as of late, but this 76th update that's reportedly coming around next summer has been getting teased a lot, even earlier this year. There has been some speculation that this update's going to be Enclave themed to tie into the new season of the TV show, which could end up being...
Oh yeah, we all knew that the Enclave thing is happening. Like, what else, honestly, right?
Pretty cool, but who knows?
Because God forbid you fucking have anything other more complex than Brotherhood Good, even though they're idiots who kill each other constantly, and honestly, they're so stupid it doesn't even make sense that they can survive on their own. And the Enclave, the bad guys, because they represent a world that actually functions? Oh, this is gonna be typical millennial writing, right? The bad guys that actually have a plan and have positives are bad because reasons. Oh boy.
But then next up would be Fallout 3 Remastered. This game is functionally an open secret at this point in games media. It's leaked from numerous sources, including Bethesda's own roadmap, with many saying 2027 as a potential release year, and it is likely being done by the same team at Virtuous who just made Oblivion Remastered. Oblivion Remastered is pretty unique as a game because technically it's two games running together. You have the old version of Oblivion on Gamebryo there, with basically an Unreal Engine 5 skin on top. But Todd Howard has
Does he just have these small bits to make the video longer?
talked very highly about this style of remake or remaster in interviews already.
I am very still. This is only for like the stuff we've made here that I've made.
Sure.
I'm sort of anti-remake. I respect the other ones out there, but I think part of the age of a game is part.
Todd Howard is against anything that would make him look worse than he already is. And we all know that a remake of Fallout New Vegas is once again gonna just become Bethesda's most beloved IP in a matter of minutes. Fallout New Vegas is old as dirt at this point. It's showing its age and people still love it. But less people are now choosing to play it because there comes a point where, just too old is, okay? And Todd Howard knows if they remake New Vegas, it's over for Bethesda. Once again, it's going to be unquestionable. There's going to be a whole new fucking generation that comes up and is like, oh yeah, Fallout New Vegas Remastered is the best Bethesda game. And it's not even a Bethesda game. We already know how absolutely terrified Toddy Boy was after the success of the Oblivion Remaster. And that is, by the way, the reason they abandoned it. Because any proof that the old stuff is better than the new Vogue slop is bad.
Part of it's part of what it is, like its personality and what it represented when it came out. And so as we approached Oblivion, I definitely wanted it to be a remaster, but kind of the absolute best version of that you can imagine. And so the original game was important to us that the original game was running. It's like, okay, well, imagine you had patched that game many, many, many times for like many years. You had patched it. What would you have done? And so we sort of took that approach with sprinting and some other things. And then graphically, let's just make it look modern, but still in the style it was, right? So we're not gonna redesign the armor to be something new in the Elder Scrolls. It's like that version of it.
But you did that. You did that for the Oblivion Remaster. You censored so many armors, Todd. So many armors actually got censored. People don't talk about this because no one remembers the Oblivion remake. I didn't even fucking play that game at the end of the day. When I was a kid, I played Morrowind like a real Giga Chad. And that's why my penis is so large. But anyway, yeah. He doesn't want this.
Looking the way you kind of remember, but up-res. So
that makes me think Fallout 3 Remastered is being worked on right now by the same team using the exact same method, which might mean we get a really good-looking remaster, but also perhaps some of the downsides, like Unreal Engine 5 stutters, as well as limited modability, such as what we see with Oblivion right now. Although, with how far into development Fallout 3 Remastered likely is, and with them only wanting to speed up development, I think all of this is locked in. And Todd Howard has also continued to talk very highly about shadow drops and Oblivion's release in general.
At the end of the day, my preference is to not talk about the stuff. And then, my perfect version is one day it just appears.
So I could see a very familiar strategy with a shadow drop of Fallout 3 Remastered at the Fallout Day 2020 celebration on October 23rd, but we have to consider that Asha Sharma could impact this. If she wants new Fallout games out faster, this hypothetically would be the next one up for release. And the other big thing's the Fallout TV show. Filming on this looks to be starting imminently. It's going to return sometime in mid-2027, and whenever Season 3 is coming out could definitely have an impact in Fallout 3 Remastered's release. But something else that seems to be changing partly as a result of Asha Sharma is the fate of the Fallout New Vegas remake. This one's far more unknown. It never popped up on the Bethesda leaked roadmap, but we do have several sources confirming it is real now. Industry insider Jez Corden has mentioned hearing about it, the Epic Nate on YouTube heard about it, and even Nate the Hate, who correctly leaked Oblivion Remastered down to the release week, has just recently reconfirmed that yes, the New Vegas...
Did he actually... Did he even was he even? I'm pretty sure he never leaked it down to the week. He said very soon when someone asked, and that was in the week that it dropped. Oh my god, I hate what the bar for leakers is at this point. It's non-existent.
Biggest remake is real, but largely all we hear about when it comes to this game is how it's coming after Fallout 3 Remastered. But my understanding is, partly as a result of this push for more Fallout out faster under the new CEO, the Fallout New Vegas remake specifically is getting more development resources sooner. So rather than just waiting for the Fallout 3 Remaster to drop and that team to open up, this will be more of a dual development thing with Fallout 3 and New Vegas being worked on at the same time. The timing in all of this though is still incredibly unclear because it seems like not much work is actually done on Fallout New Vegas yet. Although what this could end up meaning is Bethesda Game Studios might have multiple releases in back-to-back-to-back years, like having a new game come out in 2027, 2028, and 2029. Because when it comes to Bethesda Game Studios speeding up, such as with the Elder Scrolls 6 or even Fallout 5, or more entries in those respective franchises, we heard Todd Howard directly talk about this just a few months ago, where Tismal Gaming asked about Bethesda releasing things faster, potentially even smaller projects to get more content out faster.
Well, we feel we're going very fast. I get the point on sort of, your big tentpole releases, but
Okay, at this point, I don't know if you have heard all of this, but these are recycled talking points. I really wish I did positive slop content where everything is positive and nothing is negative. And I can just be like Juicehead. Re-release the same video for half a year in a fucking row, and no one even notices that all of this is literally something that he has put in his previous videos. Man,
look, given our scale,
I'm grifting the wrong way, boys.
we're doing more than we have more in development, more releases over the last few years than we've had. And with that, you have to, keep in mind Fallout 76, such a big thing for us. We're on our 67th update that's coming out.
6767. Ah, good times.
Think. So the amount of things, if you look at like going out the door as far as updates and everything, it's a lot. And again, our trick is with our scale, feeding these massive franchises that people love while building new ones. And so, we always want to be faster about it, but I don't ever want to make that the goal. I think when you just focus on speed and getting things out.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, take 15 years to create a game. I mean, why honestly not at this point? It's not like we're honestly losing anything. It's just as bad as it's just as bad as it has always been, honestly, right?
Maybe you don't do your best work. Maybe they're not as special as they could be for the audience. And I also feel sometimes there are franchises too where you want them to breathe a little bit.
That quote from Todd Howard is almost the exact opposite of what Asha Sharma is reportedly calling for now, and I think this is very understandable from Todd Howard. When it came to Fallout 4 and Skyrim, they'd had about 100 devs working on those games, and they were just working on those major projects. But now, Bethesda Game Studios has 500 devs across 4 offices, and Todd Howard oversees development of The Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 3 Remastered, New Vegas Remastered, but then also updates for Starfield, Fallout 76, Fallout Shelter, The Elder Scrolls Castles, and to a lesser degree Fallout 4 and Skyrim via paid mods. Obviously, not everyone's loving all of the content coming out of Bethesda Game Studios as of late, but Bethesda does genuinely have a lot coming out this year, especially when you look at where they were just 5-6 years ago. It makes sense to me if Todd Howard feels like Bethesda Game Studios is hitting their limit on bandwidth, or even if he's just personally feeling that way. And that is honestly okay, because I think there are obvious opportunities to serve these franchises in other and even more effective.
Sure, yeah, let's give the guy who's literally a multi-millionaire passes because I mean, I don't even understand the reasoning. Let's just give the guy who's a multi-millionaire who gets paid to do this thing passes. Let's do something even more stupid than that. I don't know what that would be, but yeah, I mean, sure, why not? Great idea after great idea.
Ways. Paid mods feels like one of the biggest, and I seriously suspect we see Bethesda become even more involved in paid mods as the new CEO is also on board with this.
Well, yeah, of course. What did you think? They're gonna bring in the paid mod system and they're gonna be like just, oh, I hope someone uses this. Get it. Come on.
I know many of you hate this stuff, all mods should be free, etc., but I feel like Bethesda has this incredible opportunity where a ton of their fans are really good at making content for their games, and now have a decade of experience doing it. What I'm talking about here are some of the DLC-sized paid mods that have been coming out over the past couple
If he says Bard College, we're ending the video right now.
years via creations. These are getting really good enough to break into a broader gaming sphere and get more casual fans to reinstall Skyrim to play them. But Bethesda continues to completely drop the ball on these to a baffling degree. People don't like paid mods, and the very concept comes with a massive amount of baggage. This largely due to the two previous and failed attempts at paid mods by Bethesda. And I mean, hey, even this most recent attempt with creation.
A time when people had more spine. Now they just lick up what's on the ground, huh?
Has had some seriously questionable releases and updates, because even just adding in the paid mod system will often break some of the free DLC-sized mods. So yeah, of course, a lot of people don't like this stuff right off the bat, but it seems like Bethesda just doesn't appreciate that. They thought by switching the name to Creations that everyone would suddenly love it or just be okay with it, and it feels like Bethesda has almost resigned themselves to serving a more console-focused audience with these mods, but I don't think it has to be that way. I think if they simply repackaged and put in more effort into creating moments for these experiences, you'd have far more interest across the board. Like a $10 DLC-sized experience that has a professionally voiced questline.
The weak do not deserve death. They must be protected. Trinimac lives, for his nobility is found in all Orsima.
Tons of new items, and even some seriously epic dungeons should probably have a different label on it than this Vasco reskin. Give me something that at a glance makes it clear that this is something that's elevated, that had more testing and has more attention given to it. Make the premium content you're offering seem premium. And I think one of the easiest ways to do this is create a new category of release that gets extra testing and offers more content.
He's not saying Bard College. He's not saying, oh my god, he was so close. He was so close to saying Bard College. I'm pretty sure those are, by the way, gameplay moments from the Bard College. Ah, come on.
All you really have to do is create the perception of increased value over these typical releases, and you'll give people an outlet.
Oh yes, let's advocate for lying to consumers by trying to fake the value. Great! What great advice! Okay, how about we just fucking sell ourselves to Bethesda? And by sell ourselves, I mean offer us freely as slave labor. The kids yearn for the mines at the end of the day. That's not a Minecraft reference.
To pay attention.
That's just the general truth. Look at Africa.
More closely. People don't like paid mods, and you're probably not going to ever win that battle. So just give them something else that's not a paid mod to like. It's a DLC-sized experience created by modders. But I think one of the simplest ways to do this and really elevate all of this is for Bethesda to join in. Not with some contracted out skins, but actual DLC-sized content created for Fallout 4 and Skyrim that commands a price and is worth it. Bethesda's reluctance to release new content for these games is just baffling to me. And this argument is just becoming easier when you have stuff like The Witcher 3 Songs of the Past doing crazy numbers, tens of millions of views in a
You're acting like this has already sold copies.
Day for a DLC for a decade-old game.
This is not looking good at this point, by the way. Everyone knows CDPR is hot garbage at this point also.
A new Fallout 4 Skyrim experience on the scale of Far Harbor with actual effort put in would do insane numbers right now. And while particularly on the Skyrim side, we are getting some truly epic experiences from mod teams, paid mods just has way too much baggage, and Bethesda needs to break out of that with some of these projects, the ones that are truly premium, if they want to break into that larger audience. And I think their own DLC could really do that. A new DLC would bring a ton of players back into the game, and they'd immediately look for other things to buy. You could even use this as a great
just say the Bard College, just say it. Everyone knows you want to say the Bard College. Say it.
Marketing opportunity.
At this point, I literally don't care about anything else, but just does he say the Bard College?
for the future titles. And one way or another, paid mods are likely continuing. From her memo earlier this year, Asha Sharma mentioned wanting to elevate creator-centric platforms such as the Elder Scrolls. She's talking about paid mods here, and while yeah, this can be big for Skyrim, it'll likely be massive for the Elder Scrolls 6. From all of the conversations I've ever had on this program, whatever they do now with Starfield, Fallout 4, and Skyrim will pale in comparison to the amount of people spending money on mods for the Elder Scrolls 6. But like Todd Howard said, Bethesda already feels like they're going fast and doesn't seem to have much interest in smaller projects like these. So I don't...
Okay, that's it. He's not saying it. He's not saying it. Anyway, that was Juicehead 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye.